part of the experiment. Julian has more. Julian.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Interestingly, we've been asking you for your comments about Kieran's experiments this week, and thank you for your messages. Andrew and Peter Lee says, I really like the scientific approach to the investigation. I find the phenomena achieved under the strict controls and measures from Kieran really, really useful. And Andrew goes on to say he likes all the scientific kit and it really adds to the show. So thank you, Andrew, and to all the other people who've been in touch saying similar things. So Kieran, well done. Also, watch out, say Georgina and Cyril from Ireland. We feel it's going to be a dramatic and dangerous night tonight. Don't take your eyes off Kath or Carl for 1 second. There's a very strong and evil entity after them both this evening. And Emma in Essex got an interesting story. She recorded last night's show. When she got home, she tried to watch it. As soon as Paul and the seance happened, the video froze, the hard drive in fact froze, and that was it. She'd lost the rest of it. She says, I think I'll stay up tonight and watch the show live. Emma, thank you very much indeed. And Maggie from Northwood says, I have a feeling the name Jonathan may come up tonight, and beware of a man in uniform. Be really careful. Everyone, don't anger the spirits, says Megan. Thank you very much indeed for getting in touch. A lot more messages like that to come a little bit later on, and of course details on the webcam and the interactive map. How can you get in touch? Well, you can text me, text the word screen, then a space, and then send your message and citing to 80889. Text costs 50p plus one text message at a standard rate. You must be over 18 to get in touch, of course, and you can go to the website mosthauntedlive.net as well to get all the details and see the webcams. Now, not only webcams, but we have CCTV cameras in operation here at the Winter Gardens in Morecambe, and every night the audience here are getting involved too. They're watching the CCTV cameras and letting us know what they see, and tonight is no exception. And joining me now, the newly married Shannon and Dave Rose. Hi, you two. Good to see you. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
How long ago did you get married, by the way?
3 months ago.
Right, so congratulations. Hi, Dave. Good to see you as well.
Thank you very much.
Right. Now, look, you didn't know you were going to get this gig tonight when you came along. What have you spotted so far?
I've seen loads of orbs flashing around, especially on camera 1, and
Right.
camera 4 I've seen a couple sort of flicking around.
So keep the notes going.
Yep.
Very important. Dave, what about you?
I thought I saw a flashing light on camera 1 and lots of orbs as well.
Right. Would you describe yourself as a believer or an open-minded sceptic or what?
Probably a sceptic if I'm honest.
See, we've got the right guy to do this, haven't we?
I hope so. Yeah.
Right, okay. Here with your mum as well. Hi, Mum, and hello to Shannon's mum in Ireland. It's a bit poorly at the moment, so we wish her well too as well. Now, more from Interactive to come a little bit later on, but for the moment, Paul, over to you.
Thank you, Julian. Well, preparations are underway at the first of our vigil locations. Yvette and the team are looking for the 6th of 8 faces of evil. Brian Shepherd, our psychic artist, has a clue as to what might be waiting for them. We're taking a break. Take a look at this.
The energy is coming from here. An energy that suggests to me multiple hangings, frankly. So it's about crime and punishment. The crime in this case we're talking about is witchcraft.
Hello and welcome back to the Morecambe Winter Gardens for night 6 of our mammoth 8-night Halloween special. In just a few minutes, Yvette and the team will be starting their investigation at one of our spookiest locations yet. A scene of torture, murder and hanging. And hanging, sadly, has very strong associations for Lancaster, right near where we're based. Lancaster had the dubious honour of being called the Hanging City. There were more executions here than in any other English city apart from London. And among those executed were the Pendle Witches. I know what you're thinking. You're remembering the encounters Yvette Fielding and the team have had with the Pendle Witches. Their story is truly terrifying. Let's remind ourselves.
1 minute I'm here, the next minute your voice is like just a distant echo.
Someone's moving the table. John, was you behind me then?
No, I wasn't. I was to your left.
What's happened? This table's still moving. This table is still moving slightly. It's going. It's just been retching and my legs have gone. Try and throw this table across the floor. Try and lift it up and throw this table across the floor. You know you can... Keep recording. We're going to keep recording this. Tap out how many of you are here, please. 9. Okay. Do you know who I am?
They know.
That's right under my foot. That was right under my right foot. Do you mean me harm? 2 for yes, 1 for no. No. Yes. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that someone's calling my name. Are you from Pendle Hill? Are you Elizabeth Demdike?
That was 2.
The last time there were 9 was at Pendle Hill.
Have you been waiting for us?
Yes. Carl! What's wrong with Carl? Carl, what's the matter?
Oh, someone's had hand, someone's right. As I said, truly terrifying encounters. Yvette Fielding and the team are in Lancaster tonight at 2 locations. More details on those in a moment, and they are both incredibly promising and very scary. First, though, let's remind ourselves, say hello again to our resident academics and historian, Dr. John Callow, and, of course, Fred Batt, demonologist. Good evening, gentlemen. John, first of all, with you, tell us a bit about the Pendle Witches. What was their story?
Well, the Pendle Witches are born into poverty. They live in poverty, they die in poverty. 2 families, riven by feuds, riven for a need to survive in a harsh climate. Bowland and Pendle Forest, they're not rich places, so they're beggars. There's the feud between the 2 matriarchs, Demdike and Old Chattocks, who really drag each other down, in each one giving confessions and heaping crime upon crime on each other's heads.
So it's a form of almost mass hysteria out of a grudge.
That's right. It's a grudge that grows and grows over many years and is triggered really by a chance occurrence, as many of these things are. Janet, one of the younger members of the family, meets a peddler and she begs off him. She wants pins, she wants little trinkets, and he brushes her aside and goes on his way down the trackway, and then is seized by a stroke, and her curse has worked. And I think her guilt at having a curse have that devastating effect, and killing the man, John Law, leads to guilt, recrimination, and eventually the death of the witches at Lancaster.
Now, the name Thomas and Thomas Covell came to very strongly last night. Very quickly, John, what is the link between Thomas Covell and the witches?
Well, Covell is the keeper of Lancaster Castle. He's the guy who the witches certainly feel themselves really had a grudge against them, persecuted them. The first group of witches are brought in, confined at Lancaster, charged. A second group, however, meet up on Good Friday 1612 in the March, and they meet at Malkin Tower, where the witches lived, and they curse Covell, and they have fantastic plots to blow up Lancaster Castle, to free their family, and to escape. And it's this that really does bring down the wrath of the authorities.
So it's a kind of Lancastrian gunpowder plot almost.
It is, and it's no surprise that Thomas Potts, the guy who writes the best account, who also lived at the judge's lodgings at the same time as Covell, had also seen service in one of the families that were linked with exposing the gunpowder plot. So it's an age of plots, and plots abound in Lancaster. It's exciting times.
Fascinating, are very scary times as well. Fred, why were witches persecuted?
Well, the one reason was they dared to speak out against the church, and also they practiced herbalism and things like that. So people, instead of going to the church and making donations, they'd get the witch. I mean, witches derived from wise woman, and they used to help people more than anything else. So most of them weren't really evil. They were nice people.
Thank you for the moment, Fred and John. Well, time for you now to brace yourselves, because I'm going to share with you some details about tonight's 2 locations, scenes of torture, hanging, murder, witchcraft and hauntings. You have been warned. Here is just some of what's in store for Yvette and the team tonight.
Lancaster, a city with a bleak history. Outside of London, this is where most hangings took place over the centuries. 2 sites in particular witnessed these gruesome events. Hidden behind the city's castle, where many hangings took place in the 1800s, lies the 3 Mariners. Water trickles freely down the castle keep, which helps to keep the beer in the cellar cool. The flow of this water creates a direct link to the hanging site above. Rumours abound of a secret passage formerly linking the three mariners to the castle. The building is riddled with activity. A Jacobite who died after a heated argument here roams around the windows, peering in at the customers. Another sad victim was murdered here.